Do you go to restaurants and order the braised rabbit, but then you think, I'm a little hesitant to make rabbit at home? Don't be, because rabbit is no harder to cook than chicken, and it is so tender when it's done right, and earthy, and just unlike any other meat. Just like when you cook chicken, you want to flavor rabbit with something pretty powerful because rabbit will take on the flavors of whatever aromatics you use with it. So I'm going to use oregano, and I have rosemary, and garlic, of course, because you have to have garlic. And then I'm just gonna let it sit for an hour so that it has a chance to absorb the seasonings. The longer you let this sit, the more of the flavors of the ingredients it'll absorb, up to a point, because the salt will start to break down the rabbit meat. So you wanna do this either an hour ahead, or you can put it in the fridge and do it the night before. Once that's sat for a while, I'm just going to brown off the pieces really well. Gotta get your pan nice and hot. Add a little olive oil. If this looks like a very small amount of oil, for me it is, but that's because I'm going to add lots of butter later, so I'm choosing my fats carefully here. Rabbit is a very lean meat, so it wants you to add fat to it. It's happier that way. This is the only time your rabbit's going to be able to take on any color, so really let it get golden on both sides. Because it's in the oven for just 10 minutes or so, it doesn't take on color at that point, so do it now. If the garlic starts to look a little brown before the rabbit's finished browning, just take the garlic and plop it right on top of the little rabbit pieces, and that'll keep it from burning. That is a good tip. When your rabbit is browned, add some thinly sliced lemon. Then I have sliced olives. And remember I mentioned the butter. I'm gonna add half of the butter now and then half to thicken the sauce at the end. And then lastly, I have some wine that I reduced on the stove. I have made this recipe using white wine, I've made it using red wine. Use whatever bottle you happen to have open or that you want to drink that night with dinner. They're both good. And cover it, and then this goes in the oven. It's just gonna go for 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna add feta cheese. You can use really any kind of feta. I like French feta because I think it's the creamiest. It makes the richest sauce, but Greek feta is great too, Bulgarian. And then this goes back in the oven, another 10-ish minutes. Make sure that it's done. That looks pretty done. You can do the same kind of test that you do for any meat. Just kind of push it, and when it feels firm like that, it is done. You don't want to overcook rabbit though, so do watch it carefully. Just keep checking it. Now I'm just going to add a little more butter to the pan sauce just to finish it off. See, rabbit's not that hard. If this dish looks good to you, but you know in your heart that you're never going to cook a rabbit, you can do it with chicken. I give you permission. But it really is better with rabbit.